One of my followers who sent me this story, let me just tell you right now, if what I'm about to read to you is true about Kellen Winslow Jr., he needs to be buried underneath the judicial system. Bump the jail, the judicial system. Now, when it comes to that whole Me Too stuff and time is up, y'all already know how I feel about that. I've already expressed what I feel. But in this instance, I truly believe what he's being accused of doing actually did happen. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to leave it right there. And I'm going to come back to that after I read this article. But first, is a former tight end. He used to play for the Jets. He used to play for the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. And I believe he also played for the Patriots. But he has literally been charged with rape and kidnapping. And the crazy thing is, that's not the only thing he's been charged with. But let me go ahead and read this article, and we'll get a little bit more backstory. It says, former New England Patriots player Kellen Winslow Jr. was arrested by deputies at his Encinitas, California home Thursday on a warrant and is facing kidnapping, rape, sodomy, and residential burglary charges. The warrant was issued Thursday morning and Winslow was taken into custody hours later. He was charged with 2 counts of kidnapping with the intent to commit rape, 2 counts of forcible rape, 1 count of forcible sodomy, 1 count of forcible oral copulation, 2 counts of residential burglary, and 1 count of indecent exposure. SDSO Lieutenant Michael Blevins told NBC7 in San Diego there were multiple victims associated with the new charges, but would not say how many. Blevins said the alleged incidents happened in the Encinitas area, but not in the Park Encinitas mobile home park where he was arrested last Thursday on June 7th. Winslow was scheduled to be arraigned Thursday on a felony count of first-degree burglary following the first arrest. His new arraignment date is set for Friday. Winslow, age 34, was arrested just after 2:30 p.m. after deputies responded to reports of a possible burglary in Park Encinitas, a senior community located on North El Camino Real, east of the Interstate 5 and north of Encinitas Boulevard. The person who reported the burglary tried confronting the man, later identified as Winslow, because the person did not recognize him. The man said he confronted Winslow, and Winslow said he was looking for a red dog named Clifford. Hold on. Listen to this again. He said he was looking for a red dog named Clifford. As in Clifford the Big Red Dog. Y'all remember that cartoon back in the 90s? It was a very popular cartoon that sold a lot of books. Oh, he could have came up with a better excuse than that. The SDSO, Sandy, says he was at the park to look for a home for his mother-in-law and that his wife attends church with the elderly couple that lives in the mobile home where he was seen. She says nothing was touched. White released a statement from defense attorney Harvey A. Steinberg saying Winslow looks forward to being vindicated. Winslow spent 5 hours in the North San Diego County Jail before posting bail. When he walked out of jail, he nodded at a photographer who was waiting at the top of the steps but not saying anything about the charges. Winslow grew up in San Diego and graduated from Scripps Ranch High School before playing his college football at the University of Miami. His NFL career started in the Cleveland Browns in 2004 and included stints with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, and New York Jets. This guy literally went around and was targeting elderly women to commit rape against because he knew they couldn't fight back. Now, the reason why I'm saying that I can believe that this actually happened is because they didn't wait years to go after this guy. Like, this just happened last week and they got him. And he played for all these teams, but he's going around committing burglaries. Are you meaning to telling me that this guy mismanaged his funds? This guy played for, what, 3 or 4 teams, and you mean to tell me he doesn't have millions in the bank? That's what that's telling me. Like, this guy does not have any money. He probably blew it all, which would explain the burglary. Like, a person like him shouldn't be robbing people. This almost reminds me of the case with Darren Sharper. If y'all don't remember Darren Sharper, he too was a former football player who was raping women. He's in jail now. But another thing about Darren Sharper, Gabrielle Union used to date him up until all of that came out. I don't know if she got away from him after all of this happened or it was before it happened. As you all know, Gabrielle Union peddles that story about her when she used to work at Payless Shoes and how one of her coworkers had raped her in the back room. So she probably knew that, you know, who she was like, wow, I can't believe I ended up with a guy who would have did all this. And what blew my mind about that particular story was you had some women saying about Darren Sharper, how could the guy that looks this good do all of this? I said, y'all must not know how rape works. It doesn't have anything to do with looks. It's about power and control. He could have been butt ugly and still raped somebody. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at this guy here, you're going to have some women saying the same exact thing. Let me tell you, they'll use their looks to really reel themselves in because they know that a lot of women play on that shallowness of image alone and don't think anybody who looks like this would have to resort to committing such acts because they feel that a person that looks like this can have any woman they want. That's not always the case. You have a lot of pretty lames out here. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, if what they're saying about this guy is indeed true, he's going under like I said at the beginning, he's going underneath the entire judicial system. Because if you look at him, he's definitely a melanated individual of the light-skinned kind. He's definitely not classified as white. So we'll see, but I don't think he's gonna walk freely from this one. Now, if the Me Too women wanted to come after someone, and this is true, then here's a perfect person they could have gone after instead of going after people from 10, well not 10, maybe 30, 20 plus, 30 plus years ago, or what have you. Go after the person right now. Like, his stuff just happened. And if you look at the article, if you listen to the article, it doesn't say, oh, this happened 10 years ago or 20 years ago. This happened within the last few months, probably at best. So it's very recent. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.